All right. There's a lot of bolts that hold this car together, as it turns out. I had to take off this here fender because the car was hit. Nothing lined up in the front. So I have to rework the front inner structure so that the fender lines up with the hood. But like that held one fender on. There's probably 30 bolts there. One fender, and that was a door card. That held one door card. So I think the thing might be a little bit overbuilt, but that's okay. No problem. I mean, it's great spending 3 hours taking bolts out of one fender. But once this side, I figured I'd take a day or two and line up this, because that door also didn't line up, but the door doesn't line up for a different reason. The door is just tweaked the wrong way. Like, it just needs to be kind of pulled out on the corner. Yeah, it turns out that there's no plugs that hold the wires together either, which is great because I can't pull the fender completely off the car without cutting the wires, which I don't want to do. So that's amazing. I love that. I love meeting engineers. So I'm going to try to figure that out. Not now, I'm done. But I don't know how to show you, but this here structure is kind of tweaked out this way, like kind of really exaggerated. So I'm just going to use kind of persuasion and just kind of knock it in. But I kind of got to knock it in the whole way down. Like not as much on the other end, but a lot here. So I got to like take the fender on and off a bunch of times. Oh, and yeah, there's no damage on this fender at all, but for some reason the guy liked to use, about a 1/4 inch Bondo on the bare metal, which isn't prep, that doesn't stick. So pretty much this whole section has to come back down to metal. Bondo's there for absolutely no reason. So that'll just be a mess. So the first order, I guess, is just to get everything lined up. Then I'll just grind off all that Bondo bullshit. I'm pretty good. I think I'm where I want to be. But I knew I had to do this to the car, but everything else lines up. Once I get this door lined up, this fender back on and lined up, everything else is good. So it's easy, but it's just a matter of tweaking that out. Anyway, that's progress. What can I show you? I sanded this side, I sanded the roof. The hood's gonna be a real treat. And I sanded this side too. There was so much material on it, like I said in the other video, that I kind of managed to sand out a lot of the dents just by using the amount of material that's on this. But that quarter panel has to come down to metal. So whoever painted the car last of one of its 8 trillion paint jobs, they didn't prep it like in any way at all. They just sprayed red paint over the car and they didn't sand anything, nothing. So pretty much where this shitty red paint is, which I believe is just this one fender, that has to come down to metal. But that's not that big of a deal. It just makes a mess. This is, I think it's Monday. I'd like to have this hopefully in primer by the weekend. Then I'm going to block it probably once. And I'm going to paint it, get it out of here. That spoiler all has to come apart. That ought to be great. But, yeah, so there you go. Porsche 911 shit show.